Last Tuesday, the Jebu people of Ogun State in southwest Nigeria celebrated the 2024 Ojude Oba Festival. It was a get-together of who's who among the Jebus, including those living in the diaspora, who spared no cost in making their way back home to celebrate with their kith and kin. The festivities featured different groups paying homage to the paramount ruler of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Adetono, for his purposeful leadership.
Well, we told you about the special guest in the house this morning, and he is Farooq Oreagba, the Managing Director of NG Clearing and a former member of the Derivatives Product Advisory Committee of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. It is great to have you on the morning show.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Now,
Good morning, Mr. Oreagba.
Yes,
Good morning, sir.
My name is Steve. Can I steal some Steve?
You've been waiting to say that.
Empty the Steve's, man.
See, I don't think you realize what you've done. You've brought back, first of all, you've brought back a slang that has been away for a while. And like a lot of people, I don't get.
Word, isn't it?
No, I mean, but Steeze is something that I get growing up used to see, and now it's come back.
Never heard it
and
before.
you never heard of
Really?
Steeze before, okay? But now you are the
You're
brand
the Steeze man.
ambassador of Steeze. But honestly, your grand entrance on horseback was a highlight of the Ojude Oba Festival. It went viral last year. People, you read on Google. Like it actually went to the top 10 searches in Nigeria. People actually trying to find out who exactly is Farooq. Farooq Oreagba. First, I want to know what inspired your choice. What message were you aiming to convey, and who is Farooq Oreagba in your own words?
I think I've always been a bit of a controversial person, but we'll not go into that. But I think from the moment I was diagnosed with cancer in February 2014, it's an incurable form of cancer. So your priorities change. You don't know how much time you've got. You line up your list of priorities. For me, family first, because I don't know how long I'm going to be around. But by God's grace, I'm 10 years and counting, and I'm not about to, since I've been crowned King of Steeze, I'm not about to just go like that anytime soon. So Ojude Oba has evolved over the years. I've been doing it for over 15 years. Within my family, the Oreagba family, my grandfather, may his soul rest in peace, was the main rider going back to the early 1960s. He died in 67. So we only had one rider. Then my uncle took over, and he was the main rider from 67 to 84. Then my uncle joined, then two. And it's only in the 90s and then in the 2000s we started to, and it's a family affair. It's not about one individual. So, and it's a very expensive venture. You got to get the horses, their tires, everything. So it also brings families together, because you're going to have one cousin who wants to ride, but he can't afford a horse. And you're going to wear the same outfit. So if you go and, you can't just, you have to be considerate for other people, or you support them. So for us, it brings the family together. I had cousins coming in my niece flew in from Milan. I had my nephew, Dams, who rode with us, Dami, who came in from England. It's the bringing all the family together. But for me, it's just an expression of who I am. I didn't choose the clothes. The family chose the clothes. They started arranging clothes now for what we're going to wear next year. It's a whole year thing.
For your own Regbe.
I am not a member of Egbe.
Oh, really?
The only group that I'm a member of is called the Heritage Group. And it is a group that was formed by Kabiyesi Awujale.
Okay.
He selected a certain group of people and said, he's our grand patron, our clubhouse is in the palace. And he's brought one or two people, because Regbe is a heavy thing. You have to be back in Ijebu every weekend, the meetings here. And I have a primary job, which is also very important, because that allows me to afford the medication that I have been using. And one thing I realized before, because I was a senior executive at the exchange back in the early 2000s, and I'd say prior to that I had 5 million. Let's say I had 5 million friends, right? When I left the exchange in 2010, my 5 million friends went down to 1 million. You know how it is. When I was diagnosed with cancer in 2014, my 1 million went down to 100. So it's very important, and that's a very important lesson. So it's important that you take what you take from that, you hold your friends close.
Yeah.
Keep your keep your feet, 10 toes down all the time.
Okay.
Be yourself. As long as I don't hurt anybody, people talk about my tats. I've had tats for years. I'm very particular about it. I try and make sure I don't have a tat on my face. My sleeves cover them when I'm on a corporate mode. What I do in my own spare time. I mean, up until last year, I lived on a beach for 4 years. I lived in Lagos on a beach as my primary home.
Wow.
For 4 years, I did not have a home in Lagos at all. I didn't worry about security because I don't do anybody. I just live my life. This is a total shock to me. The cameraman got it. He nailed it. You say I nailed it. I didn't nail it. The cameraman nailed it.
All right, that's where I'm coming to, Mr. Oreagba. I mean, a few things stood out. I mean, we're looking at your picture. Everybody's looking at your picture. The attire, first and foremost. The dark glasses, goggles, the wristwatch, the cigar, and the horse riding. Were all those curated? That's one. And then the tattoo. Is there a connect to surviving cancer? Because that's part of your story.
No, okay, I'll show you something. There's the famous tattoo. Well, I got tattoos everywhere. Just so I show you, if you can read that one, it says, I live each day as if it were my last. Wow. So don't judge me, carpe diem.
Wow.
That says, only God can judge me.
Wow.
There's a message. I got my kids up here. I got another son up here. I mentioned when I had so many friends, I got ride or die. You can see it there.
Ride or die.
It's there. So this was not curated. These have been there for years. The outfits are chosen by family members who, that's what they want to do. It's not my thing. I just get told, bring your money for your clothes. This is what we're wearing. The entrance, we have, I am one of my grandfather's oldest grandchildren. And if you look closely among the 1 or 2 light-skinned guys as well.
Yeah.
But I look exactly like him. So when we leave the palace, we go around town. And it's actually a great feeling when older people see me. They don't know who I am, but by looking at me, they just know I'm an Oreagba. To put it into perspective, I've been stopped on Oxford Street before in England. Excuse me, are you Nigerian? Yes. Are you Yoruba? Yes. From Ijebu? Yes, I am. Are you an Oreagba? Yes. Who's your father? Because the person just saw me, saw my grandfather, and then was trying to figure out, okay, which one of, who's your father? So I tend to be in the front. Somewhere near the front. My cousins and my nephews want to throw horses up and down. I'm too old for that. I fall off, and I'm also, because my cancer is bone cancer, I break a bone, it'll never set properly, as you can see. So I'm not going to do anything contact. So I try not to do all that stuff. But the only thing that's really curated is I got to be near the front. And also because 3 members, it used to be 2, now 3 members from each family are allowed to walk up. So I am in the front. The display, the guys who want to show their prowess on horses are doing their thing while I go up. I get my prayers, I prostrate. As people keep on asking me, this time around, the governor says, and gave me an envelope. That's that white envelope that I won't tell you what was inside. It was an invitation. So I let the family do it. A lot, like I said, we all come from all parts of the world. Majority of them are actually in Ijebu. So it also drags us home because it means that you want to see your cousins, you get close to your cousins. They want me, but help me do this, do that. So it brings family together. But in terms of curation, there's an element of curation to it. Like I said, they're already thinking about what we're going to wear next year. But other than that, and sometimes you just get caught up in the moment anyway. The best laid plans, sometimes you just got to freestyle. And so be it. And, it was a perfect storm on Tuesday. And I wasn't prepared for this. I can tell you. But I thank God.
Great.
Well, we thank God. And you said that you are battling an incurable form of cancer.
Yeah. I also counsel cancer patients. I've been counseling cancer patients for a while. I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is cancer of the bone, in 2014, February. I had a transplant, a bone marrow transplant in August 2014. I've been in remission since. I did chemotherapy every day, 21 days a month for 8 years. I don't do chemotherapy anymore. I've put on a bit of weight. I'm living my best life. I'm back working because it was difficult to take a full-time job when I was doing all that. That gives me a lot of fulfillment because, you know, people call me and say, oh, my brothers, sisters, uncles got cancer, and it messes your mind because you think, oh my God. And I see it all the time. I bounce in and it's always the same question. You know, the patient is saying, they say you have cancer. I said, yes. What kind of cancer? I said, you know, multiple myeloma. I said, what do you got? Oh, breast cancer or prostate. Well, compared to what I have, mine is Champions League. You're playing Division 2. And the first thing they ask is, why are you so happy? I'm alive. You know, and as long as you're in the game, you can win the game. Every day is a blessing. Like I showed you, I live each day like it's my last. I'm very passionate about my work in financial services. I'm very passionate about getting the cancer message across. Some of you may know I run marathons to raise money for cancer charities, just to give people hope. Because I know how much it meant to me when I was really, you know, feeling the pain, and one or two people just gave me that hope. It's funny. I got hope from places I least expected, and from those that I expected, some of them I got nothing. But that's life, and you learn your lessons. So cancer's made I say this to somebody, now this is going to sound ridiculous. I'm 58. And I say to you now, if I could live another 20 years, I would say being diagnosed with cancer is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Wow.
It changes my perspective on life. Wow. I don't sweat the small stuff. If what I'm there for it. Cancer, counseling cancer patients, trying to improve access to better healthcare, I'll do that all day long. I'm there. I'm glad I can I'm back working. You know, I work for a great company. They've been very supportive of me.
What do you do then?
What do I do? NG Clearing is a financial infrastructure company. We manage risk, collateral, we clear and settle derivative transactions. My main shareholders are your financial institutions, stock exchange, CSCS, and about 6 or 7 banks. But because that is new to most Nigerians, it now means we have to go back to developing products for the Nigerian market. You know, people just think, oh, shares, equities. There's a lot more to it. So we work very closely with the stock exchange, trying to create products for the man in the street, which is going to be very important. As you know, there's a banking capitalization coming on. So we hope to see a lot of activity there. And there are going to be new products. There are going to be some futures created by the stock exchange on the back of some of these banks. So we're trying to deepen the capital market. If the government's going to have a chance of meeting its goals, you're going to need more products just than the basic shares and stuff like that. So in a way, Mr. President, I'm working for you. Oga Minister, I'm loyal. I'm trying to develop the capital markets, and these are things I'm passionate about. But like I said, I mean, it's very important. This newfound fame will not be a distraction.
Definitely.
You know, and that's it. I'm just me.
Well, I mean, honestly, like just listening to you, your entire story is very inspirational. And I think it really does speak to, like you said, just not sweating the small stuff and just taking life as it is. But I want to kind of really back into Ojude Oba, because what this has done has really put a spotlight on the festival and the Yoruba culture in itself. And I want to talk about how we can, I guess, ensure that cultural festivals like this remain relevant and continue to thrive in the face of modernization and globalization. In what ways do you believe the Ojude Oba Festival can help, continue to promote the Nigerian cultural heritage, especially among the younger generation, because it looks like those are the people that are losing their connect with their culture?
Well, You're absolutely right. The Ojude Oba Festival, and there are lots of festivals, lots of Durbas in the north, in Ilorin, all over the place. These festivals are showing a lot, are bringing a lot of our history, a lot of our culture to our kids. Even my son, my oldest son, is like, Dad, I'm there. I said a friend of mine, I said someone flew in from Milan. My niece is an international DJ. She DJs all over the world. She told her, she's the child of my older sister. She said, I'm coming. Mom, Dad, and she came in, she was there through the whole thing. However, if we're going to reap the benefits of such festivals, it puts a lot of pressure on the governments. Because if you're going to have people coming in, I'm hearing UNESCO wants to make some of these festivals, you know, heritage, whatever.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring people, let me talk about Ijebu, for example. If you're going to have people coming to Ijebu, or you want more people to come to Ijebu for this festival, someone's got to fix the infrastructure. The roads need to be fixed. We might need to provide some more
Talking about the roads.
The roads will need to be fixed. Because you're not going to invite people from across the world and then they're going to come off the expressway and then start doing someone's going to have to fix that.
That's right.
The roads within Ijebu would need to be fixed or improved.
Yeah.
Accommodation. We're going to have places for these people to stay. So, you know, it's a double-sided coin. Sometimes, on the one hand, we can reap the benefit, there's an opportunity. But this opportunity will be lost if the people don't, if the people responsible don't put certain things in place. But it is a great opportunity which can grow. I mean, Ojude Oba is a fantastic, these guys, when you get hundreds and hundreds of people dressed in attires, they source shoes. Just even from a commercial perspective, it can help boost the local economy. Yes. And if we get it right, like most things, if we can get it right, it will change the face of the cultural tourism in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
But if we get it wrong, the moment's gone forever. You know, you only get one chance to make a first impression.
That's right.
So, you get it right, boom. Now, the pressure's on, even pressure's on for us in the families, the pressure's on for Ijebu indigents, the Ogun State government, and any other state governments or groups that have similar festivals that they want to propose. It's not just going on internet and saying, we're going to do this. You now have to put things in place for the next one, because if people come next year and they have a bad experience, they're not going to come back. They move on to the next. They go to Brazil, New Orleans, and so on and so forth. So it's an opportunity, a great opportunity, and also, tourism is an opportunity. It's a potential revenue generator for the Nigerian government. You have Olumoro up down the road. You have all these. You have shrines. You have all kinds of places that people can visit. So, for those in power, it's an opportunity to do the right thing. And if you now rope that in with what we do at what stock exchange does and what we do in financial services, there's certain products that can be created to help you finance some of these. I have to push this is what I do for a living. There are products, if the powers that be, the government, state governments, local governments do the right thing, there are products that can be created to fund some of the infrastructural requirements that are needed to boost this. It's over to the powers that be. We're here.
They're listening. They're listening.
Yeah, because I actually want to know what type of products, because when it's come to funding our infrastructure, we've had some controversial things with pension previously and things. In terms of funding infrastructure projects in Nigeria, what type of products can the government
for starters, we have, for the accommodation side, you have things like already, you have real estate investment trusts. So people can package things like real estate investment trusts. I created them while I was at the exchange in 2008. They're there. There's about only 3. But that is a real estate product. So all of a sudden, it's almost like bringing a whole load of Airbnbs together. So this is me that's the basic form. You do that, all of a sudden, you can provide accommodation for potential inflow of guests to Ijebu or wherever you're having your Durbar. You mentioned bonds. You can create bonds for anything. As long as there is a potential revenue flow coming from that. So, we can go as far as structuring something that's backed by tourism.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. We can back that by tourism. If the worst comes to the worst, the state can give it a guarantee.
Yeah.
The state can give it a guarantee.
Absolutely.
Bob's your uncle, as they say. So it's there. It's just being able to bring people's attention to the possibilities that are there. The capital markets is looking for products. It's looking to grow, to be able to meet the government's agenda. These are the kind of opportunities that are there. And there are lots of houses. I'm not going to plug any house because I'm a neutral. I'll plug the stock exchange, yes, because they're going to be the basis for some of these things. People like, companies like NG Clearing, I got an open door. Even now, people have been coming to me and say, Farooq, can you talk to us about this? I meet international investors. I go on tours with financial institutions. I'm a neutral. I just need to be able to channel volumes into the Nigerian capital market. And if the volumes come into the Nigerian capital market, my company, NG Clearing, is there. We'll be able to create things around it. So I'm not plugging anybody, but the opportunities are there. And it's a great chance, and hopefully the powers that be, somebody will pick up the phone and say, Farooq, you said something on Arise this morning, come and talk to us about it. And my colleagues and myself at NG Clearing, we're ready to move anytime, purely neutral, just to bounce ideas, working with the stock exchange, bounce ideas, then it's up to the individuals. Because stock exchange is not the one that, they can create the products, but it's up to the investing public to bring the necessary capital. But you've got capable people at the NGX, you've got capable people at NG Clearing, we're good to go. This is a great opportunity to bring another type of product to the market. I wonder who's going to take up the bait.
Great. I mean, good thoughts, brilliant thoughts, good vibe. But I want to take you back to one of the interviews that you granted previously, that also went viral.
Which they've dug up.
Yes.
Because you didn't have any, I don't think you had any tattoos in that video.
I had, but they were here.
Okay, it wasn't a full sleeve yet.
The full sleeve started coming out after my, well, I think the first full, I didn't just go full sleeve, just bam, 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 bam. Then I'm now looking for space, So don't be surprised next year you might see a tattoo on my leg or something. But please go on.
So two things for me. You touched on it a bit earlier about beating cancer. How can that be done? Is it possible? Is it beatable? That's one. And then the second point is, I think I picked something that you said in that interview. I'm not sure if I heard you correctly, but I'd like you to clarify on that. Did you say something about never fight your ex-wife? Something like that.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Okay. Right. I'll tell you this, guys. My ex-wife she's a wonderful person. I get emotional. She's a wonderful person. She's a doctor. Maybe I was a bit of a rascal, but she always looks out for me, always. And I was not feeling ill. I flew to England for her birthday. How many people go to their ex-wife's birthdays? Well, I do. And I flew to her birthday, and I had remarried then, so I already had a second wife.
Oh.
But I'm single now.
The Steeze is unbeatable.
And basically, I went for her birthday, and she said to me, come, before you jump on the plane. I was flying back to Lagos that day. Just come, let me do a quick checkup. And a week later, she was on the phone crying. And she said, I got the results of your test. I said, what test? She said, I got the results of your test. And she said, the results indicate that you have there's a high possibility of malignant activity. I'm like, what's that? So you got cancer. I said, me. And that's how it started. I was lucky. I was stage 1. I could have gone on for another 2-3 years, and then by the time I found out, it would have been too late, and it would have been a different matter. So that's the bit about the ex-wife. What was the first question again?
Is cancer beatable?
Cancer, listen, I've beaten it. I'm in remission. The chances are it will come back. When it comes back, I'll deal with it. But until then, I'll live my life. You got to be determined. Anything in life. Some people get it handed to them on a plate. Good for them. And even those that get it handed to them on a plate, they may not appreciate it. If you want something enough, you go fetch it. You go get it. Like I said, after I was doing chemotherapy 21 days every month.
Wow.
I do every day for 3 weeks, take a week off for my body to recover, and then do another 3 weeks, a week off, and I did that for 8 years.
Wow.
And I also had friends, may their souls rest in peace, who said, Farooq, this chemotherapy is too painful, I'm not doing it. They're not here. So what I'm saying is, if you want something enough, you walk over hot coals to get it. And as long as you've got that frame of mind, anything is possible. God willing, they made this, I read this week, they found a cure for cancer that they take some plasma. So I still have a fighting chance. You got to be in the game to win the game.
Absolutely.
So, no matter how bad it is, and the other thing I learned, no matter how bad it is for you, there's always somebody who's in a worse situation. So
right.
grab what you have with both hands, make the most of it, and, leave the rest to the Almighty.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Very,
Mr.
very
Oreagba.
inspirational.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, we wish this
One or
will
two.
go on and on. But we will wait till next year, so Ojude Oba. But of course, you've got your company to run.
Yes,
I'm sure that
the company comes first.
Absolutely.
Nigeria,
There's work to be
let's
done.
do something. If I can do what I'm hoping, if Ojude Oba, if this incident or this photograph can bring more publicity to the tourism sector and all these festivals, and the capital market can capture that, then my company benefits, stock exchange benefits, we all benefit.
Everybody
the
benefits.
government benefits
Everybody
from
benefits.
tourism.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So it's up to us to make
Go
the most
for
of
it.
it.
Yes.
I'm there.
Mr.
I'm ready.
Steeze.
I'm there.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I really appreciate it.